Welcome to the stream. It is June 4th, Thursday. We got news in 3 minutes. Negative 3K on the Delta for the day so far. A significant push down from 30,550-ish down to 30,160. Brrch, 2 minutes on the clock. Damn. And acceptance of that 111 buyer there at 233 for the meantime. The DOM has cleared on ES. At the immediate range from 36-ish to 50. Looks like it's going to clear that resting order at 550. Got a 115 seller at 266 on NQ. Possible slingshot material. Boop, 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 boop. So nice to go into work when I feel like it. Work, people try to steal your soul, man. They want you to, like, work for them and accomplish their goals, not your goals. They don't give two rats. They don't give two shits about your idea. Oh man, teammates. Doesn't matter if you use teammates. What is our teammate doing? Oh man. Alright, gonna go grab my charger and some drink. Be right back. Okay. Boom shakalaka boom. What's up, Bill Hardy? Boom, vee, boom, boom. Yo, yo, yo. What's up? Looks like it. I'm I'm still in awe from yesterday because I was only trading like 5 micros and made so much. I wasn't expecting shit. I wasn't expecting it anything really. I was just like, this is just what I was looking for, re-entry back in from the high, but yeah, that ripped to the downside. Yeah, he's so bombastic. Yeah, it's just I'm indifferent. I don't like or hate him. I just find him to be like comical. Just everything's like kind of like, it's amazing, it's extraordinary. We got millions and millions of barrels headed your way. It's just like, it's just everything's over the top. Well, like it kind of pokes a hole in how ridiculous politics is to begin with. Like all these globalists that subvert countries' autonomy and like let in infinite immigrants and like you treat it as an economic zone, you know? It's like those sheep wolf in sheep's clothing where they like talk out of both sides of their mouth are worse. The Starmers of the world, you know? Yeah, with the market manipulation where you like post like, I remember when he posted that like Watchmen meme like at the bottom and then posted it on Mars at the top, you know? Damn. Yeah. Do it for millions and put it in an offshore account first. And yet you got those Somali daycares and all that. I'm just so glad I excommunicated that one friend before all this like Somali daycare stuff hit, because he would have just said it's like that whole stuff's propaganda, but it's clearly not. And like Tim Waltz is like resigning and all this stuff. And I remember he was so like into Tim Waltz and Kamala Harris and stuff. I was like, God, this guy's brainwashed. And he was trying to convince me to vote for them. I'm like, I'm not voting for those people. And he was like, it's the lesser of two evils, man. You can't have Trump. He was like so TDS. It's like that's the thing I don't get is like people cannot admit when something Trump does could be even positive, like slightly positive. Like bombing Iran for the nuclear program is to me like acceptable. I mean, prolonged incursions there, that's another debate, but the initial one where they, bombed that facility or whatever, I'm all for it because, like, why they need to enrich that stuff? And the last thing we need is like a Islamic regime fundamentalist with that type of dirty bomb, even if it's not in a nuke, like a dirty bomb. It's like I don't need the world being held hostage by terrorists. Like, I don't want to get involved in a war, but you know, an operation like that was pretty decent. His tariffs were terrible, and it's like you can you can like one thing without liking the person entirely. It's like it's not all black and white, and it's just like yeah, people that hate Trump or hate Elon Musk is like they hate them all. Like it's almost like they parrot talking points. Like they buy one side, and once you change that color, it's like the food coloring can't be removed from the water. It's like there's nothing you can say to them to make them even see a redeeming quality at all. So weird. Yeah. Right. It's like people don't want to like admit their judgment could be impaired or something, or that they made the wrong decision or backed the wrong candidate or something. And it's like I'm not married to my ideas, and I don't play idol worship, so I don't really care either way. Like I'm ambivalent. That was the thing I always told my friend. I was like, I'm ambivalent. I don't hate or like him. So I'm actually free to see things as they are. Like if you get emotionally captured, you're yeah, like by what they do, not what they say, not who they are personally or in the bedroom or whatever. It's just like what do they do in terms. Right. And then there's like sycophants who will like it no matter what, even if Kanye's crazy or something and singing about Nazis or whatever. As an example. Yeah, he's a unique one. He's definitely trying to ruffle the feathers of everyone to get them off his back because he was in a bunch of deals. So it's mostly to get out of the deals, from what I gather. Like if you're in $1 billion deal and they make profit off your sales and they're like leeching off you, the easiest way out of the deal without having to pay them is make yourself so volatile and caustic that they just let you go out of the contract early. So I think he's like playing a different type of chess where he's just like, get me out of these deals. Because his wife, after he got divorced, was like going to get part of that. So he didn't want to pay her. So it's like a way to self-sabotage to and affect her. Be like, what money? What are you talking about? It's like, I'm worth nothing now. I'm debanked. I don't have anything. Yeah. That back in the day during the Katrina thing. Yeah. Like what? George Bush doesn't like black people. He just says it with a straight face. We got 8 minutes, fellas. It's nice trading from a low risk position of like a couple micros, like especially recently it's been kind of like volatile, like it swings like 30 points here and there. So if you're like, in 3 micros, it's not a big deal to be like down 70 ticks or whatever. I'm definitely not throwing those 2 minis like I was like in January. The most I do is if I'm higher probability is like 15 micros, like a mini and a half. And that's if I can scale in to a winning position from profit, Yeah. Yeah. It was like a attempt to push up with no actual buyers market buying in. It was like there's no demand to market buy up to hold this up, kind of. So it was giving the impression that there's nothing sustainable about it. So I was kind of looking for a short off of that theory, like looking for a good entry within the context of that delta for the day. Like right now, the session is negative 3K. And it did have a significant push down. Like how many? Let me pull up TradingView to see how many points this is. But it pushed down from yesterday a good like 400 points, and then like during Asia kind of consolidated up a little bit, up like I don't know 150ish, and then now we're going down. We went down from London about 375 points, so it went down a fair amount. Hey, what's up? Like it went down like almost 400 points in like negative 3K delta. So it's not hitting that much sell side. So it's pretty violent for how much sellers it hit. So I'm not convinced of buying here. Like it could keep going. Like if it wasn't pushing that much and there was 3K, I would be more suspicious of shorting, but it looks this is just like me talking about just the session delta, but it's not like it's gonna bias me to go short or anything, but it's just like something I keep on the back burner, And then, so I'm always looking at the session delta. Oh yeah, I saw your trophies. You're at 600 already. I was like, damn. Did you enjoy it so far? A decent brawler, you know? Yeah, having the starting ones kind of suck for a reason. So it was like, yeah, there's some good ones for like Brawl Ball and stuff. Like I'm trying to get good at the Bull because he's really broken apparently for Brawl Ball because he can like break down the walls and stun lock people. Yeah. And he like one shots you right in your face and he's a tank, so it's kind of like, and his damage gives him that charge. So I'm getting him to prestige 1. They had a new season start, so those passes are worth the value, by the way. It's only $20, but it's like it will give you the economy of like $100 or more for like a regular pack. So yeah, only if you get into it and not and you see yourself putting a couple like I didn't do it at first either. It's like it took me like a good like week of playing and I was like, all right, I see myself playing this more, so I'm gonna do it. I got that Chester Jester guy. That guy looks like he's pretty good. His like supers are randomly changing. So you don't even know what he's gonna do next, and they don't. I got that from a star drop too. I didn't even like unlock it. So you were saying like a Fed speaker is after 30 minutes. Treasuries, I see. Besson, Besson, Croissant, and Bowman. It's like, hey, Bowman, get bent. Because he's a bow. Yeah, it took a little wait, I'm sure. But so, 30 seconds on the clock. Yo, what's up, Woke? Here we go. And we are off to see the wizard. And the violence to the downside for the start. Oh, that's too bad. We'll just wait for like the A plus somehow if you can. Or size down till you can feel the what do you call it? You're in the groove. Okay. Oh, that's nice. He's into that too. There's always another one. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Go Bayside. Where is he today? He's back. They're 80% long on Top Step. Maybe they're right. There's a 100-lot buyer entering 321. Yeah, I'm thinking of some buyer exhaustion if it holds below 321 with acceleration. There's some 130 lot buyer that just entered here, and it's jittering away from them. So I'd like to see acceleration and not look back, but we'll see. Willing to let it percolate a little bit. It's kind of repainty though. Now there's a 100 lot seller at 331. So it either rewards this seller or uses them as slingshot fuel right now. And it looks like it's slingshot fuel. It's only, the footprints only use like hitting bids and asks as market. It's market information. So footprints are always aggressive. And then there's 4 participants every time. No, there's 4 participants every time. So in the aggressive seller that entered at 331, there is a passive buyer that accepts their aggression. Just as the 22 buyer at 331, there's a passive seller, if you get what I mean. So there's always limits and markets, and then the footprints shows the markets, but on the other side is the passive. So it's always going to have a other passive party to the aggression. I'm still in the short because I'm retarded, but I also have drawdown to deal, like I can deal with it, so I'm not. But it's not going down. It needs to accelerate below 321 for me to be happy. Boop, 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 boop. That's a little bit more of a jitter in my favor. There we go. But I'd like to see it maintain below 321, not come back up like this. Not like this. Oh, okay, sell-off wick is good. They're still 82% long. Okay. The news in 20 minutes. Or the Fed speaker. I don't know if that's considered news right away, but Okay, getting paid now. I'll protect my entry when it gets to a certain level. Okay, again, I just cover my entry here because I don't want to turn positive to negative. I have a target at the bottom of the range, but we'll reassess if it gets really funky here. Ooh, it's getting funky. I'm gonna lock in like 600 here. If it pops up into that like jitter down, I'm out basically. 700 I'm locking in. 780. And I'm out. Okay. So it wasn't perfect on the entry. It would have been better to just wait, but I don't know what it's going to do when it does that. So it is what it is, but it was less of a drawdown than what it paid. So the risk to reward was better on the reward side. So I'm happy with that. Now they're no longer 80%. It's back to 50-50. Yep. The nutty bar traders. Oh, you guys, I thought it was going to go back up to the highs. GG, you guys. Hey, Rick, I thought it was going to sweep the highs. 3-2-1 had a large buyer on the way up there. So I was looking for the absorption or exhaustion. And then as it pushed up, there was a 100 lot seller at 3-3-1. And then I was like, he's going to be slingshot fuel. And it went up, but then came back. And I was like, it's make or break for this guy. And then I was still in the short. And then it went below 3-1 to absorb that buyer. And that's what I was hoping for. And yeah. And then within the context of what I was saying, like we went 3K down in negative delta, but it was a pretty aggressive move without that much delta hit. So it gives me the impression that there's still more downside to go. So that's why I was more interested in shorting, even though I'm not like biased. Like I was just like, we went down like 400 points and only 3K delta was hit. Huh. Just like makes me raise an eyebrow, you know? Like I'm not interested in buying that yet. That's good. That's pretty damn good. We just hit about 597 in sellers with that latest push to 193-ish. So that's like a hefty amount of sellers. No significant players, just overall like 600 delta swept. Bam. So we're at negative 5K delta for the day so far. This could get funky if it breaks the low. But I wouldn't short into the low unless you're already up top. Some people might do that. just grabbed 458 buy side, so that's like a short closing, basically cannibalizing late shorters, like taking partials or whatever. Oh, it's nice, C-Bite. You were seeing that too, or you were just drawing that line? Oh, you had that on your chart with the absorption bubble. This one, here, we got a sound effect. Dude. I remember that friend of mine, he defended Pelosi and her ill-gotten gains. I'm like, how do you be a politician making X amount per year and you turn that into hundreds of millions, like legally? I don't think so. Right. Right. I'm not singling her out as if she's like the archon of evil or something, but she's the low-hanging fruit of obviousness, you know. It's just, and the fact he tried to defend her, I was like, what? Okay, I'm not even going to get into this with him because he's just drinking some Kool-Aid from some algorithm I'm not even able to get through. Okay, the violence continues. This whole B node looks like the bottom's not dropping out that easily. ES is relatively stronger than NQ today. There's some divergence. So if ES gets violent, NQ is going to break its bottom. You got a 100 lot buyer at 235. Hey ho ho hey. Uh-huh. $124 lot seller at 304 just entered the party. Come on, yeah. Yes, again, the divergence on ES is interesting. If ES get rejected off this like local range high, this is where NQ gets dragged into something one way or the other. This is where the hourly close comes in, the battle for the wick. Last 5 minutes. We just swept 510 in sell side. The 116 buyer at 235 that bought that push up, it's where they get absorbed if it goes below 235. And then there's nothing else nearby but downside. Doodle-doodle-doodle-doo. I'm actually short from on a different account from 272. It'd be nice if this buyer at 235 needs to give out. I'm up 100 something ticks now. It's fluctuating to say exactly, but got the hourly close in 3 minutes. There's a 550 lot above price action on ES at the, what is that, the 60 region. It's going up for it. They're not moving. Oh, they fluctuated first. They moved it up to 62. So the spoofer wants to suppress it, but they don't have utter conviction with where they placed it, but they just moved it up. Well, that's no longer in profit. The 580 spoofer at 75.65. They moved it up a third time. Or sorry, second time, but third placement. The VWAP on ES is up at 75.72. And 1 minute. This is like a volume point of control from May 28th, where we're at 302-ish. I'm only in like micros, so I'm not like sweating bullets or anything. I'm still just chilling in the short. It was negative 70 ticks at one point, but now it's back in profit. Okay. And the hourly close starts now. And the jitter. Seeking liquidity. Yeah, new hour begins. It's pinging like a radar. All right, now it's starting to go 100 something ticks. Let's just see what it does. 100. Getting like lag. And I think my wife's playing Splatoon today. My kids were playing this like new Pokemon game. It's kind of like Animal Crossing or something. Not quite sure how it works, but it's like Minecraft-esque where you build your town or something. But it's nice because they can do it together. You know, it's like social. Nintendo has like these social games. I like it. They're remaking Star Fox too. That's going to be interesting. Thanks, Fox. I thought they had me. Okay. All right, so let's see if this bottom drops out. 6K in negative delta for the day. It could barely make it above like the midway point of London. Like it couldn't even make it all the way up there. But we'll see. I ain't married to anything. Yes, coming back in to the high range. It's going to take NQ to break the low if it goes with aggression. And I'm here for it. Up 200 ticks on this. The spoofer is generally right. They're just not like exact sometimes. Like they moved it up, but they generally get what they want. So you want to be in line with the spoofers for the most part. Anyone that can throw 500 lots as a lure on as a carrot on a stick, you want to like raise your eyebrow to what they want. And what happens after they do that? And then generally after they leave, it does the opposite. So it's like once they're no longer there, like might consider taking profit. Oh yeah, baby. I think this is like gonna turn into a nice trade. Yes, still has some room to go, and NQ is already breaking or like touching the lows. Snapperdoodles, it's 400 ticks now. All right, I'm just gonna take my money because I don't want any consistency issues, but they just had like 123 buyer at 174 and 87 seller, so I'm good for this. I think it's gonna keep ripping though. That's 1,200 bucks. It's gonna keep going, get functified. So I can. That's nice. Nice. I'm glad I took profits there too, because it like was too instantaneous on the coming up, but it's still probably gonna, it's just doing like a sweep and then it probably will continue. But 165, 100 lot seller and 99 seller at 170. So it's negative 6K in delta so far. But this could be one of those delta rush days where it's like 9K. delta, just a run on sell side, just because like we had like 8 days of upside. So the last time we had like a somewhat red day, it was followed by like a pullback for a couple days. So yesterday had like a kind of red day, and the last time we did that, we had like a pause for like 5 days before we continued for another 8. Okay. That was good. Thursdays are generally my worst day, but this was a really smooth Thursday. There's a little bit of drawdown, I'm not going to lie about that, but it was manageable. The entry wasn't as good as it could have been, but the theory was correct. That's what matters. Sounds fine to me. It's a little bit broken, but I think that's because of my lag. Sound. Which character do you like in that Brawl Stars so far? The close range or sounds better, kind of. Maybe they just got better technology or something. Yeah. Yeah, they'll give you Shelly's hyper for free. I kind of regret not doing that, like, but I already got into the weeds with other characters, so I'm like, eh. Nice. ES held that range, never broke it, so Boom, 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 boom. Sizing up on a losing streak, that's no bueno. Not at all. Do you get the dailies without the pass, Dave? Do you get the like daily quests and stuff without the pass? Oh, nice. Do you have like an iPad Pro? What iPad do you use? You only got to see the last day of that like Star Patrol like thing. It was going on for a while. Like it was like an anime themed uh yeah. They had the English version theme song before that. He's like, I wanna be your star protector. Like it was hilarious. Right. Yeah, when I did translation for comics, that was one of the hardest things because they had like, for example, on Death Note, like Kira had to um basically kill people during the New Year's show, and they call it Kohaku Utagasen. But if I call it by its name, nobody knows what the fuck that means. So do you just call it the New Year's show or what? So it's like I had to, you have to make like these executive decisions to be, you know. But yeah, I was doing the scanslations as it was coming out weekly from Japan. I was the guy who gave it to the world, kind of. Yeah. I did it anonymously. Like I was just like my name, I gave myself like a stupid name. I called myself Nipple in Japanese. So I was Chikubi. And so people be like, thanks, Chikubi. And I'm like, yeah, you know what my name means? And then they're like, no. Like, that was just like an inside joke. Get people to call me nipple. Yeah, no, I wasn't a voice actor. I was translating the comic in Jump as it came out. I was going to the store, getting it, scanning it that night, giving it to the scanlation people to clean up and color, and then I translated. So I was the dude that was like copyright infringing Death Note, giving it to the world for free every week. Yeah, like a day after, we were the fastest scanlation group out there, so everyone was like looking for our, yeah, in 2004 and 5, my first year in Japan, living here. I didn't make any money, so it was like I looked at it as like a deed to the world. Yeah, yeah. It was like a public service, and it was also like good to test my Japanese because it's like learning what the words were. It was surprisingly, what do you call it? Like a decent like Rolodex of words because it takes place in the real world, other than the death gods and all that fantasy stuff. But you learn words like heart attack and all the other stuff, all the like things for like their, but they're like detective words and like all the inner workings of police and like secret meetings and like all that. It's like it was, the kanji was good. They had these cool things called like back in the day, they were like electronic dictionaries. I'll take a picture and show you, but it has like 21 books. It was like before AI and everything. So you have these, um, here, I'll just post it. So I always just kept my electronic dictionary with me, and it was before the internet was and ChatGPT was as robust as it was. This is, it was $100, but back in the day, but it was like you got like proverbs and all sorts of cool things you can save it in your history there. It's my old school Japanese to English dictionary, and English to Japanese, of course, but Bankai. Yeah, I read Bleach for a little bit. All right, so we got that 1200, so I could probably take a juicy payout on this account too. So I'll probably do that today. I could take another one on Top Step, but I'm just going to build it up a little bit more because why not? Make it on a Friday. I like the Friday ones. They paid, it took a little bit, but they paid me yesterday. I guess that's not that bad. I did it on Friday, but it was like Wednesday. Yeah, my daughter's going to visit my mom and my sister for a month in America, so it's nice to pay for the tickets and be like, my wife's like, yeah, can you do that? And I'm like, yep, done. So it's like, it's nice to be able to, and then go into work late and then not give a shit. That's the life right now, is like, so what? You didn't dock my pay? Like yesterday's 2-minute trade, I was joking with a student today. I did like a month's salary in 2 minutes. I was like, yeah, well, oh no, you're gonna dock like $100. What am I gonna do? Not sure about that. But it really puts into perspective like what, these shackles of monetary systems are. It's like indentured servitude to like a corporate overlord who wants you to work towards their end, not your end. And they don't really give a shit about your end. And if you're making bank, they're not proud of you. They're more like, damn it, because they can't control you. Like, I don't think anyone's like happy for me. Like, nobody's like, wow, how are you doing that? I want to do that too. Everyone's like kind of probably jealous or something, but I'm not like rubbing it in anyone's face. But I don't know. It's just, I'm done with the 9 to 5, really. That's why this year I'm going to get out and just start my own thing because I'm tired of having like a master. It's like, fuck that. I'm reading Book of the Five Rings and Marcus Aurelius Meditations at the same time to get East and West philosophy at the same time. Yeah, it's I mean I've read them before, but I'm refreshing my memory. Oh, snap. Right. Yeah, it's cool. I'm sure you'll catch something good. There's always opportunities. It's always a pleasure. Let me know if you want to if you see me online, just shoot me an invitation. Maybe we'll get less sweaty lobbies. All right, have a good one. Yep, bye. Consult the Stoics. Yep. Yeah, that the whole like I was at work today, and to be honest, I was alone at this one campus that they opened up, um and I was there by myself in the morning, and I was like, why the hell do I have to come in here? I was just like, why am I wasting my time? And I'm like sitting there just like, what the hell am I doing here? Why am I working for these people? You know, it's like I gave them so many good ideas and they just straight up juked them, like didn't even regard them at all. And it's like I literally gave them gold mines. I mean, I've talked about it before, but it's just like I'm flabbergasted. I'm not even insulted. Because I know they're gold mines. It's like, why do you not want to make money again? I don't understand. It's just so stupid that I can't comprehend it. So my brain is just like, okay, I'm just gonna do it myself because you don't want money, obviously. It's like Minecraft is $1 billion industry that's not going anywhere, and they have a whole curriculum already made. You just gotta pay the license, so do it. That's it. It's as simple as that. And then you just say we teach Minecraft education with, and people will be like, Minecraft, what? They have an education series? And you're like, yeah. and it puts guardrails up so they can't play around, and they do the mission that you're teaching, whether it's science or art or English literature or whatever. You can do Treasure Island and teach about the pirates or whatever, and somebody already made it. Or you can do the Artemis mission and teach about the moon landing. It's already done. It's so silly. And I gave it to them years ago, and then they asked for it, and I'm like, it's still on your Google Drive, which shows how much they think deeply about stuff. So I'm just like, if you're not even like processing what I'm giving here, then why do I waste my breath, you know? It was like when I did that MPO and taught orphans, at least the orphans were thankful they got English for free. Like, everyone wants to feel like there's a thing in psychology called the Sisyphus effect. And that is when you are forced to roll this boulder up a. Sisyphus was a Greek guy punished by the gods for thinking he could be stronger than them. So they said you have to push this boulder up and down the mountain for eternity with no progress. As soon as you get to the top, it rolls back down. So the Sisyphus effect in psychology is like basically when you're forced to see the meaninglessness of your action. And they did this to the Jews in the Holocaust because they made them carry bags of potatoes across the camp for no reason, and then have them take them back to the other side of camp. So there's no purpose. Like if you're peeling the potatoes and they're going in the food, that's one thing, but carrying it back and forth for no reason, it saps the meaning out of your life. So yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like you give them these ideas and they totally ignore them. So it's like they're purposely trying to sap your fire or something. And so for me now, it just fuels my fire more. It makes me train harder. It makes me internally more disciplined and more like fuck you to the man. And yeah, it's kind of having the opposite effect that they want, I think, where it's making me more of like a diamond under pressure. So that's, yeah, the Sisyphus effect. They did this study. It was like they made these people assemble these Lego figures and they'd pay them money, and then they would put them on display as like, wow, you completed it. And then they would see how many they completed, and they would pay them progressively less for each one they complete. And let's say the average is like 7. And then they did one where they disassemble the one you made to give it to you as the third one as you're making the second. So it's showing you that Sisyphus effect directly, because it's like the thing you just made doesn't matter. And then people did on average like 4, because they're like, and then they paid them more for that same thing and they still did 4. So it's like humans want to feel like their actions have meaning. And if you reverse their actions or negate their opinions and ideas, you're essentially like sapping their thunder, or like subconsciously. But if you know people are doing that and you kind of catalyze that into fuel, it's like, you can see that system of control they're utilizing, and you can catalyze it into your own power. That's when you win, because they're like, yeah, they chew up teachers at the school I'm at like bubblegum, and then I'm the only one besides this other guy from London who's lasted this long. Because they like purposely rotate them between campuses and make them like confused. and they're new to Japan, so they don't know that that's not how it should be. And I've been through all the systems, public and private. So I'm like, these people are disorganized and chaotic, and it feels like they're doing, like it's inbuilt on purpose, like they're using it as a mechanism to control teachers so that they can't get influence over their operation. So weird. It's the weirdest institution I've worked for. I've worked for quite a few. My wife says they're not thinking about anything, but I find that hard to believe. I'm like, it's too like ordo ab chaos. Like it's like a chaos that's engineered. It feels like it doesn't feel like it's accidental. Ooh, that course, Trader Dude. What's that about? Did I ever show you that self-hypnosis, like that NLP thing or whatever? I think I posted it a while back in the general group. I used to do that a while when I had a roommate that was like gaslighting me to feel worthless. So that's the thing. I've been in those situations, so I know when people do that. Like I'm extremely sensitive to when people try to like subvert your consciousness and like get you to, they reframe it to make you doubt yourself or something like that. Like I've been down that road, so I've fortified my mind to be ultra sensitive to when any type of thing pings that type of energy. And I'm like, this seems, it could be schizo of me or whatever to like think that way, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I kind of like look at every slight as like an intentional way to get the upper hand over me or something. Yeah, it's this weird thing because I was this nice guy that like put up with it for years and then eventually like had lost all this self-worth as a result. So I learned through NLP and all these techniques to like get my confidence back. NLP is one of those interesting things that we do without even realizing it. It's like eventually you will come to understand, if only you could imagine what was possible. Like all these words like if only and could you imagine? And like just saying those things makes you do that. Yeah, so self-hypnosis is a thing, and doing rituals and stuff. That's cool. I have a bunch of rituals that I made from back in the day. Like one is like the past only aids and assists in creating the future. And the images and actions you hold today project and create the life you live tomorrow. Things like that. Life doesn't happen to me, it happens for me. I will do the things I choose to do. And then a question you subconsciously answer at all times: is this bringing me closer to or further from my vision? So these like beliefs, these presuppositions, you can install like apps in your mind, and then they work in the background for you so that you don't end up in somebody else's vision, but your own. It's a real thing. That's for sure. Yeah, let's do it, Woke. Let me stop the stream so I can do that. Hold up. That is your words of wisdom for the day, folks. I will end the stream here. Stay frugal, stay positive.